Hello and welcome to your Chapter 7 video lecture on bone structure and function. We are going to begin discussing this chapter with section 7.1 as an introduction to the skeletal system. Here are your learning objectives. And we'll start off discussing the components of our skeletal system. It is going to be made up of your bones, of course, and cartilage. We also have ligaments that connect bone to bone and other connective tissue. Our bones are going to be the primary organs of our skeletal system. They're typically what you think of when we say skeletal system. And what they do is help form a rigid framework for our body. Otherwise, we would be a pile of gloop and bumps on the floor. And we also have many other functions that we'll discuss in this chapter. First, let's talk about the types of bone. We have compact bone, which you could see pictured over here. It is more dense, and we also call this cortical bone, and it makes up about 80% of our bone mass. The other type of bone we have is spongy bone, and you can see it kind of looks like a sponge here. We also call spongy bone cancellous or trabecular bone, and we're going to find this located internal to the compact bone. So here this almost looks like a sandwich. This is actually a piece of flat bone. So we've got compact bone here along the peripheries, and then the inner portion is made up of spongy bone. You'll see that it's very porous, the spongy bone, and this makes up for the other percentage of our bone mass, so 20% of bone mass. We also have to mention cartilage. We discussed cartilage a little bit in our chapter on tissue organization. It is a semi-rigid connective tissue, and it is more flexible than bone. And we have three different types. We have hyaline cartilage, which you see pictured in blue here, where we'll see it in areas such as in the thorax, where it is connecting the ribs to the sternum. It also covers the ends of some bones, especially these longer bones within our appendages, and within growth plates, which we will discuss in the coming sections. And it also serves as a model for bone formation, specifically when we are in the womb and majority of our to-be skeleton is made up of hyaline cartilage first, and then will turn into bone. And then we have fibrocartilage, which you can see pictured in the magenta purple here. And this is going to be a weight-bearing cartilage that can withstand compression. So we see these in areas such as these intervertebral discs, the pubic symphysis or interpubic disc, and also within the menisci of the knee. And lastly, we have elastic cartilage, which isn't really pictured here, but it helps to maintain the shape while permitting extensive flexibility. So we find this in the area of the ear or the auricle, the flat portion of the ear, and also the epiglottis in the larynx. We also have our ligaments, as I mentioned in the previous slide. That's going to connect bone to bone, and also tendons are going to be the ones to connect muscle to bone.